Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Zabira Buzzed Me, your go-to podcast where we buzz you through all things tech, finance, and digital assets. I am the Media Playboy, your host as usual, girl with the media vibes, and with me here are two amazing people, and we're going to be dissecting a topic that is causing confusion and chaos on the internet, and that is the art of negotiating, securing the bag in business, career, and life in general. So please kindly introduce yourself, ma'am.
Hi everyone, my name is Rose Obumiata. You can call me the unusual HR, and I'm the head HR and admin for Zabira Technologies.
Then on this other side,
Stanley Manuel, a business development expert.
Okay, so we're going to be hearing from these two experts when it comes to negotiation skills. And this applies to everybody, whether you're a 9 to 5er, remote worker, you're a business person trying to, partner with another business. And who else needs to negotiate? Even if you want to go and buy something in the markets, you need to negotiate. So coming from a HR perspective, let's talk about negotiation skills when it comes to an employee that is seeking a job. What's your perspective on that?
Okay, so from the HR perspective, I think that most candidates, when they're seeking for a job, they don't know how to negotiate per se. So I don't know if it's coming as a result of desperation or it's coming from fear of, oh, I don't want to lose this job. So for example, you are interviewing a candidate and you're asking the candidate, what's your expectation for this role? Bear in mind that even the company at the point, they have a budget for that role. But however, because you're putting out a publication out, you don't know the different channel in which the candidate are coming from. Nowadays, we have a lot of people who just copy jobs from different places, just post on their profile, just to get traffic to their. So the way we have on social media, we also have that on the professional platform. So you see people asking, so some HRO from that, based on that premise, they want to ask, what is your expectation? Not, it doesn't rule out the fact that there is no budget for the role. I know that some persons, some role do not really have budget. They want to base it on, negotiate, whatever you want, let's negotiate, you understand, and all that. But let's focus on the negotiation. You see some candidates, they are not bold enough to say, this is, they'll say, what does the company want? Now, this is where I'm coming from as an HR professional. So if a company is saying, I want to hire for this role, and I want to pay so amount of money for this role because I've taken into consideration the job analysis of what the job is all about. Me as a candidate that I'm looking for a job, whether I'm actively searching or I'm casually searching, regardless, I should also have a budget of what I want to earn for me to do this kind of. But what we see these days is people do not have. So at the very least, even if you don't have, at least have a range. You understand? If you are scared that, if I overprice myself, I'm going to, get myself out, or if I underprice myself, I'm going to do this and all that. Give a range, but make sure you say something. Don't give yourself out and let them dictate what they're going to give to you, especially when the budget, is not readily available to be disclosed. And some company may not want to disclose because they don't want a situation whereby, because of competitors, do you get? They might not want
They don't want to. Yeah, that's
yes, they might not want. So don't just look it from the angle, a company that does not want to disclose, but it means that the company does it. No, it's not always the case. You understand? So the bane of the discussion is that you, regardless of what the budget of the company is, you that wants to go and do a job, don't be scared that, I may overprice myself. You can give a range and say this range is negotiable. That's that.
Okay, so I wanted to come in the part where you mentioned that sometimes people are scared, and I've been in that situation. And that's because, let's say I've been jobless for like 2 years, and then I don't finally see, probably I've been doing other interviews, right? And I feel like, maybe because of the price range I put, people are now, that's why they're not accepting or giving me a feedback, because some companies like to do that kind of thing. So I'm not like, okay, another one has come. I've looked through the social media. I like the work culture. I like everything. I want to work here. And then I'm not giving a range, because common sense is to go and search online, look at the company. From there, you go check how much you feed give them. But another thing is, I think people don't also understand how skillful they are. They question their own
Their own
worth.
self.
So at the end of the day, they price less because they're more interested in getting the job, just have a job and be earning. But the question is that actually worth? Is that your worth? Is that the amount that you feel like you deserve to
should
be
be
paid
getting.
based on your years of experience, certifications, and things like that? So I know that I've been in that shoes of being afraid to price higher because I want the job, but at the same time, I may now look at it as, oh, okay, maybe after a while, when I've seen the company and other things like that, or maybe there might be other packages that would complement, the salary. So, but Stanley, from your end as a business development person,
Yeah.
how do you handle negotiations?
So one thing with negotiation is it's not just about what you have to offer at the end of the day. When it comes to businesses, right? In this case, why it's different is everybody have what they want to give. The business have their offer, you have yours. So negotiation is about how do we meet
At a common
somewhere.
ground, yes.
Tell me what you have. I'll tell you what I have, right? Where do we meet ourselves? Who is ready to compromise on what? And what are you willing to compromise on? I'll give you an instance. I've had a conversation or a negotiation, business negotiation with some, potential clients or partners where they're saying, okay, you know what? I have this offer. It entails XYZ number of things, maybe 10 of those things that are on that offer. But I'm looking at it and I want to have what you're offering, but not everything there is beneficial to me. So I'm coming to you to say, okay, if you've asked me to pay 5 million naira, for example, to sponsor an event, and for doing that, you're going to give me 10 different benefits, right? But now I'm saying, okay, you know what? I don't want all 10 of them. I can see that only 4
What I
is
need.
what I actually need, but let me not pay you 5 million. Let me give you 3 million naira, right? And the company is trying to make you understand that no, by the time we pay the rental, we do this, we do that, these other things in the benefits is just added. So it look as if the main thing that is there is what you are even bargaining for, right? And all of that. You then have to find a way to come to a common ground.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? Instead of giving me, say, a 2x3 boot, give me a 2x2. I'm still getting a boot,
But
you're
it's
still
only
providing a boot,
Yeah.
right? But not as much as what it would cost you, and I'm not having to pay so much. So at the end of the day, we're meeting on the common ground. So negotiation when it comes to business is just about coming to a common ground, right? And then compromises when necessary.
Yeah.
Okay. There's an angle I want to come into now.
Yeah.
Negotiating in the market, because that's where people used to
okay.
sweating. I will go to Balogun Market and I go to a store that I thought that they are going to be cheaper than Instagram vendors. Like,
You
let
go
me use the
there.
example of when I went to go and make my hair. I said, my salon has been expensive. Say, maybe if I go to the market, I'll find cheaper because I've already gone to where they sell extensions and it was cheaper, like 1K, 1.5.
Okay.
I finished buying all the extensions and I said, let me look for hairdresser. I found hairdresser. I say, how much are you going to use and braid this hair for me? I've shown her picture. It's not this boho goddess style, so just Ghana weaving, then the colored one.
Yeah.
After this auntie told me 25,000. I said,
In the market.
under this sun, inside, just on the major road, there's no AC, no water or coffee or tea. I could have just gone back to the salon in Ikoyi and made
And
my
do
hair
that,
because
yeah.
at least it's comfortable.
But
I
did you
understand.
try bargaining with her?
That's the thing. I tried bargaining. She started telling me, auntie, this one. I say, people used to shop people in this market.
Okay.
The same thing with hair.
Yeah.
When I wanted
Yeah.
to go and buy, hair with wig, yeah. And then I now said, Instagram is expensive. Let me go to Balogun. I feel even see cheaper. As I went, these Balogun boys, they used to have mental problem. That's how they started carrying me to shops where they're selling hair, what 500K, 800K. So come. I gave you budget.
Why are you taking me
anything, just 200K and below, please. I'm not those girls. I have
Carry
money.
you to where you don't know.
Equally, how much is my salary that I want to buy the hair? 500.
Maybe your body now.
So you see, that's one thing, yeah. I think one thing the market, business has taught me over the years. I mean, with 10 years over 10 years having to negotiate deals. I mean, when you're selling, you are negotiating either their time, their resources for what you have to offer, your value.
Yeah.
I think one thing people fail to realize is sometimes if you want to, or when you want to get into a negotiation, understand that what that person is bringing to you is based off of his perception or judgment of what he's seeing per time. I'll give you an instance of what just happened to me this morning on my way to the office, and then I'll go back to what I was trying to say. My glasses, the glasses I wear, broke on Saturday night into Sunday morning, right? So, and I need to replace it. It's not something I can do like in the immediate, but I need something I can use, to protect my eyes from light and all. Driving down to the office, I see some of these guys that sell glasses by the roadside, and I'm like, oh, I can get something
in the interim.
that I can, something temporal. I can just cover my eyes at least.
For the light and all that.
For the light as I was driving, the sun was already out. And then I took one frame from him, very nice frame, I won't even lie. I'm like, guy, how far? How much? And he goes, 25,000.
In your dreams. For free. In your dream, in traffic.
God bless you. Do you understand what I'm trying to say now?
Emphasis on traffic.
On traffic. You are, I mean, literally, I know where you guys even buy these things.
Will I bring out 25,000 to give
to you
in traffic?
right now?
No, the problem is all the glasses, are they up to 25K?
One thing I think people have, one thing that has helped me, let me speak for myself now. One thing that's helped me over the years with negotiation is having very good market knowledge. Yes. If you have market knowledge, I promise you, you would even know how to price things a lot better. Yeah. When in the market, I love to cook, so I go to the market a lot.
We believe you.
And one of my friends was in the market with me, and we're trying to buy something. I think it was meat or so. And then I priced one, just the leg of goat. I love to eat goat's meat. And then the guy goes the amount, and the lady with me was already like, it's not supposed to be. So let's say the guy says 15,000, for example. And again, they want to collect 12,000. I looked at her. I looked at the man.
How much is the full goods?
And I'm like,
how much is the full goods?
This thing is meat of 5,000. Which one are you calling 15,000? I ended up paying 6,000 for that. And again, when we left, go like,
how did you do that?
I said, look. Again, so it boils down to what we're trying to say.
Market survey, you already know how much it goes, how much it's going for, so that people do not price you based on the way you look.
They just look at you and then they judge. So sometimes too, when you give out information when you're negotiating, that's an upper hand that you have, but people don't know that. It's good to always have knowledge of things. So when you are negotiating, negotiate with information.
I think another problem is having too much money. It used to follow and cause problem.
How do you know that I have too much money?
That's the thing. No, I'm saying it from the angle of the customer now. The customer. Because you go somewhere, somebody tells you this is the price. For example, you go to a salon, all these ones that have come back from abroad, they'll go to a salon, they'll tell them, oh, to make the hair. I saw one Big Brother Niger person, ex-housemate that said, oh, she paid 100K for these braids that I think the one at the back is like 8. Then the rest is all back. And then in my mind, it is because you have the money. Because if you don't have the money, or if you were, like how will I put it, if you know that this is not the price normally for this thing, which you might know, but because you have the money, if you let me just pay, you have made that person indirectly to now increase the amount, because the person now believes, oh, if she can afford it, means if I put any amount, people can actually
not even me. This person can pay, it means that anybody else.
That's the hair, so they will now increase it at the end of the day.
Even with that, no matter what a person bargains at a price and pays for a commodity, right? That person's selling. I do business too, right? So I know that if I go to the market and buy stuff in bulk and then I'm wanting to sell, I look at you, I profile you based on your buying power, and I'm choosing to sell to you, not because I want to be exorbitant, but I'm also judging your buying power so that you would value my business and see it as, oh, this thing is some persons value what they buy. The higher the amount, or the more expensive it is, the more they think it is
valuable. More value. That's another problem.
So sometimes when you come to me, that's also negotiation, right? I'm a business owner. I want to negotiate with you. I'm negotiating with you based on your buying power. But I also understand that if a regular person comes around, I want to sell at the end of the day. I want to make money. I will not try to use price to chase you away because I'm waiting for one high class
That was
customer.
No,
that
some
will
have
come.
that
minds.
may
No,
or may
some
never
do,
come.
but
Do you understand?
that's irrelevant. But again, if you, that is the buying customer, have that knowledge and have that information, I promise you, you can bargain and get value from that same person
Yes.
that had sold, because the person knows that I've made my money.
Different customers,
Do you
different
understand?
amounts,
Different
yes.
customers, and then
They don't
this
mind.
person knows. And why would I let you take my money someplace
Somewhere
else
else.
when I can also just get this?
Yeah.
Well, of course, except the very greedy ones that just want to keep getting more and more.
So I have an example, right, where I noticed this thing that Instagram vendors do, which is like you guys said, they look at you before. And I've never understood you today. In fact, once I see that you don't put amount on your Instagram, I don't bother messaging you, because literally tell us the amount, let us know. If we're going to buy, we'll buy. If we're not going to buy, we'll not buy. But I don't see the essence of why you don't put the amount of what you
want
are.
to sell,
Do you
and then say,
understand?
"Send a DM."
And then you now say send a DM. What you are you
I
are you
love
not?
those
Do you
guys.
actually have time to go through everybody's DM that's
DM
asking?
and then respond.
Like I see a lot of people that say that thing. And then another thing is, like you said, now you go somewhere and then the person is saying, oh, they can sell to this person as higher, and this other person will come and price lower than what that
What they
person.
sold to
Yeah,
the
as
other
long
one.
as they have this thing.
Yeah.
So one time somebody made a mistake. It was where I went to go and buy jeans. So they were not like, I was trying to price at an able girl that and then next thing, the person now brought out their booklet, like they always show you, madam, come and see the buying
Cost
price, what
price.
we use, the
What
cost price
cost
of
to
what
buy
we bought it for. I'll come and see her again on top. The person don't know say they make mistake, because at the end of the day, what I added on top, what I was pricing for is just 1K difference. So the person had thought that the price they were telling me was even like lesser than what they had bought, until I now saw what they actually bought and how much was on
they
top.
want to sell.
Eventually they had to sell to me. I don't see them
Because
beside, I
you've
don't
seen
see them.
it. So another thing, sorry, I while we're speaking, another very important thing when it comes to negotiation is having the right knowledge of where you're buying from before you go there. I'll tell you what I mean. Just like when you went to Balongu Market to buy the extensions and all, do you know there are still some places you go in that same Balongu Market and you would get it a lot lesser.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you can't, for example, go to a supermarket that already has like a price tag and you're trying to negotiate with them.
That's also
It's
true.
fixed. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
You even go to a retail store, right? Just like what you explained, they're telling you, oh, I bought it at this, I'm selling it at that. Some of them, the price range is fixed. But if I know that, so when I used to work with a particular bank, a top tier bank in Nigeria, one of the branch I was at was in a market branch. So I used that to also now know where some of these things
Are sold.
Are sold, in bulk. I don't necessarily then have to keep going to the retail guys to buy again.
To buy, yeah.
So I just go to the wholesale guy, and I'm still negotiating as a retailer, right? And I'm getting at an even better price. So I can choose to even take that back again and go and resell. So what I would price someone that is selling at wholesale price or negotiate with someone that's selling at wholesale price would definitely be different from what I would try to negotiate with someone that is selling at retail price and then someone that is selling at a supermarket.
So in addition to what you said about making verifications about the price before you go, I think somebody always tells me, like, before you go and buy electronics, make sure you go on Jimmy and Konga to see the price. Yeah, before you now go, so you have an idea of the amount. But coming back to HR, right? So for someone that is a remote worker, right, or maybe someone that is a hybrid worker and interested in a job, what would you suggest to the person in terms of, let's say there was a salary range that was given? In terms of negotiation, should you negotiate like 2 times the amount, 50% of the amount, or stick with find something in between the range that they have given, so that they are safe to not feel like they are scared, they negotiated too low? Make person not make mistake, go negotiate 200,000. They can't come everybody the L1 million.
But you've already said that there was a budget.
Yeah, there's a budget. But some companies extend budgets.
So you already said that there's a budget. So there's no need for you to actually now say you want to so if there's a budget, the only reason you want to negotiate if the budget is below your expectation. Do you understand? That is why you would want to renegotiate. And the only reason that the interviewer or the company are going to listen to you if you have the right skill that they need.
That's also true.
You understand?
If you're in need,
if
like,
you impress me in the interview, do you
I
understand?
want you.
I want you, and I will be the one that will even ask you, this one that the salary is below your expectation, what are you willing to take for the role? Do you understand? But some persons will still ask you even when they are not interested in you. Because
That's true.
They don't want you to look somehow, and they don't want you to look awkward, and they don't want you to know that they are not going to take you for the role. You understand?
Yes.
So you go for an interview, they'll make you feel fly, and that's where you go for an interview, or maybe
make you feel fly.
yes, it's also an
feel
experience.
special.
Don't worry, they will
You will be
warn
so
you.
sure that they're going to call you back until you get a rejection
I
email.
swear.
That's also an interview experience. It's an experience. They want you
yeah.
to feel that way. That's in fact, it's a good thing from the HR department that you can bet your life on it that you killed that interview, but you just said rubbish
Yeah.
the entire interview. Yes, that's just, yes.
They just say rubbish.
Yes, because most times, so that way, they will make you feel important, and they will even go as far as telling you, even negotiate, and not even asking you, oh, this is what you will. So, for example, let's say the budget for the role is between 500 to 700K, for instance, and your expectation is between 800 to 1 million naira. And they're not telling you, oh, so you now say, oh, no, it's below my expectation, I'm sorry. They will go further to even say, oh, so what's your expectation between 800 and 1 million? Okay, we can do 800. We say it's fine by you, but it still do not guarantee that you are the right candidate. And sometimes it's not because they do not have the capacity to pay, but because you do not have the right skill that they need for the job.
To stretch
them.
The
you understand?
budget.
So I've seen persons that, so when people say, I don't want to negotiate or price myself, so that I overprice myself. I've seen persons that a budget for the role was 800,000 naira max, and the company ended up paying 1.2 million naira for that role.
Yeah, because of the person.
Because of the skill of the person, they do not want to miss that person, so they had to go overboard because they know the value the person is bringing. So most importantly, you need to understand, what value am I bringing?
Yes.
And there was something that I've said on this podcast also that Stanley also made mention when he was talking. It's about perception, but this one is coming from employer and employee now.
Yeah.
So when you're negotiating at an interview stage, what the employer has of you is a perception of what you're going to do, not actually what you're going to do.
Yes.
That you killed the interview doesn't mean that you're going to get the job done. Do you understand?
You can just have a sweet mouth. Convince them.
You are good at sweet mouth. You have you can ace interview and all that. Some people are very good at it. You understand? They are very good. They can ace the interview, and you say, wow,
not sure how
this person, yes, you don't say how this person wowed me and all that. You went out of the ball, increased everything, and you pitch to management and say, oh God, if you see this candidate, oh my God. And management say, oh really? Okay, based on your recommendation, approve. Let's increase the budget for this role. And the person comes in during the probation period, you don't understand what this young man is doing.
That's another thing.
Do you understand? And you will not be asking yourself, was that like, but
so, but at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
The final question I'm just going to ask generally is this: gross pay being a scam, because we need to dissect that thing very well.
After negotiating for something.
Do you understand? After negotiating for something,
gross pay, you were just
do you understand? You were busy arguing, and at the end of the day, so what happens when the person now realizes, oh, that is just gross pay? So when they finish doing their deduction, the actual salary is 600 and something thousand. Person should arrest person.
In this day and age, I don't think there's anybody negotiating for gross.
That's the thing. The company has not told you if it's gross. The HR has not told you if it's gross or net. So
that's
as they've said, that's a scam.
That's a scam.
Thank you. You have answered my question.
That's a scam.
Ladies.
Because you need to be very transparent. Do you understand? So even if the candidate, because I mean, as the interviewer or the HR personally, as the interviewer or the HR in question, I always advise that you should educate even while you are interviewing. Do you understand? Don't take advantage of people's ignorance or people that do not know. You understand? So people will say, you can also, in negotiating, do industry check. Where do you want to check? Glass door. Are you sure that those glass doors are correct?
It was just somebody.
So what I would advise, all those go and check industry, that is a lie, because sometimes, see, most competitors don't want you to even know what they are paying their people. They are insider payroll. They don't want you to know. You understand? So I will always advise people when you're going for negotiating in terms of salary, go with what you think you'll be able to take for this role. And what you'll be able to take, we said in one of our podcasts, take into consideration your daily spending, take into consideration your expenses, take into consideration if it's not a daily wage, a living wage. What is a living wage? A living wage I'll be able to, a living wage and even more. Living wage is a wage that will be able to help you to fund your basic
lifestyle
needs. What's your basic need? Housing, transportation, feeding, and all that.
TGIF.
No, TGIF is not a living wage.
Once in a while, enjoy your salary.
So your base, those are living wage. So if your salary is not enough to even cater for the basic thing, that means it's not a living wage. So you ensure that the salary you want will be able to cater for, at the barest minimum, a living wage, which is the basic thing that you need as an individual, as an employee, to be able to work, you know, to be able to live, you know, and maybe a little small to be able to, you know, you can do one or two things, but at least living wage. So you should work with that, not one, because those glass doors, sometimes those glass door, this thing or other place that you go and do, those are the things that actually kick you out of reality. You understand? Because people who put, you know,
those reviews.
No, apart from people who put those reviews, the company that puts something, like I said in one of our podcasts too, you cannot just come and tell me and say, oh, because I went on Glad and I saw that they are paying, let's say, a digital marketer 1.3 million naira, and you expect me to pay you 1.3 million naira when I can get
your
digital,
skill and the
when your skill is porous in the market. You are not living in reality. You understand? Because if I want to get a content creator, every Dick and Harry, every digital, I can get them.
Yeah.
You understand? You don't have a skill that is scarce. So the more your skill is scarce, the more value it has. You understand?
Yes.
You know, like 5 years ago, when they talk about tech, people into software development, you see, hey, they pay the big, but now software developer are.
I could learn in 1 month.
Yes, we have a lot of people.
I'll start an internship job and I'm gonna get it.
I'm gonna get it. So we have a lot of people. We even have a lot of company that want to even. They'll say, "Oh, I know you are." Now they want to go with the quality of your work. So I know software developers will say, even if you can get it, you need to get the quality ones. Most software developers, they are AI software developers. It is ChatGPT they are using to build. It's true. It's true. So the negotiation is more than that. So why I do not want people to actually rely on those people, you say, oh, industry standard, but rather the one that is sustainable, that you are sure is your own distance. So sit down. I want to get a change of job, or I want to get a new job. I don't have a job. I want to get into a job, or I want to change a job. What do I need? What are my expenses? Write it down and have a break even. This is the list I can go. This is the max I can go. If they pay me this, it's okay for me. That way, even when you get the job, and it's like you are putting yourself in a safe space. So even if you get the job, you are not angry. Even if you later find it, not that you're not going to get angry, because I mean that is not like integrity from the part of the company. But you are, you know that whatever you are getting is enough to cater for you.
Your needs.
Then you are not the one that will choose whether you want to stay or you want to plan your exit because integrity has been breached or something has been breached. But that is something you can actually rely on. So plan it, because you already know within yourself what you are going to need in a monthly summary like that. So that's what I would advise people for negotiation. It has never failed me. Do you understand? I always do that. It has never failed me before.
Okay, this has been a very interesting session. We're going to be back with part 2 where we talk about gross pay being a scam. So keep your ears wide open. Don't forget to subscribe so that you get a notification when this video is out. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you learned how to negotiate when it comes to businesses, career, as well as generally in life, even in the market. See you next time. Until then, stay buzzed.
Yeah, bye.